We're going to be starting the ceremony here in just a moment. I'm president of the West Volusia Regional Chamber of Commerce, and I would like to welcome everyone to the 5th annual First Responders Valor's Luncheon. This luncheon is hosted by the West Volusia Regional Chamber and Halifax Health, UF Health Medical Center of Deltona. If I could ask for our chaplain with Halifax Health, Suzanne Satchel, to come up and give the blessing. And if you'd all please rise for the invocation.
Ladies and gentlemen, young and old, young at heart, which is me, want yourself, you look amazing. I'm just going to invite you to just turn to the person next to you and just give them a smile. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. We give thanks for it. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for inviting me, very special, as we recognize those who have served, just like our master creator who time to create his image, plus skills and ability. It is said, and I'm not sure of the author, so the anonymous artist says, no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Constant kindness can accomplish much. As the sun makes ice melt, kindness causes misunderstanding, mistrust, and hostility to operate. Single act of kindness throws out roots in all directions, and the roots spring up and make new trees. One of my favorite martial artists growing up was Bruce. Many of you may know this guy too. He once said, and I quote, "Real living is living." Let us pray. Dear sovereign God, we bless your name as we give you thanks for blessing us with the gift of life today. Thank you for your faithfulness to each of us and the many blessings that come from you to us. Thank you for bringing us together to recognize the hard work and dedication of this year's awards recipients who went above and beyond. Great men and women of valor who gave selfless with the impact of their act of kindness to humanity. May you bless them with the choicest blessings of heaven. As we honor each name, help us to remember all glory belongs to you. Thank you for the friends and families who came to support and encourage these individuals. We celebrate them and we celebrate with them today and pray that their act of kindness will inspire us to give without co-payment expectations. Remember the organizers. Continue to bless them with wisdom, insight, and means to continue making days like this possible. Sovereign Creator, empower our future growth with your guidance, love, and determination. And finally, announce your blessings on today's proceed. Pray with thanks.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the Volusia County Sheriff's Color Guard. Please remain standing. And now if we could do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible. Thank you. Please have a seat. All right. So I hope you all enjoyed your lunch today from Chianti's Restaurant in Sanford. I would also like to thank Joe Hearn Events for providing the beautiful decor today. I would like to acknowledge the West Volusia Regional Chamber Board of Directors, if you could stand. Thank you. So that you're aware, Deltona TV is live broadcasting this today. You can watch it on their YouTube channel or Deltona TV. So if you have friends and family at home who couldn't attend but might want to see this, give them a text, tell them they can sign on to Deltona YouTube's channel or the TV channel and watch it. All right, I would like to start by acknowledging our presenting sponsor, Halifax Health, UF Health. If you could please stand. Without them, this event would not be possible, so thank you so much. I would also like to, at this time, introduce Lindsay Martin, Director of Nursing Emergency Services at Halifax Health. If you could please come up and say a few words.
Wow, there's a lot of you guys today. Hi, everybody. Are we afternoon yet? Good morning still. You have 10 minutes. My name is Lindsay Martin Duffy. I am honored to be here today to recognize the bravery and the selflessness of our Valor Award winners. As the Director of Nursing for Emergency Services at Halifax Health and Halifax Health UF Medical Center of Deltona, I have the personal privilege of working alongside of so many of you that are here today during times of crisis and tragedy, and proud to call you not only my friends, but also my family. At Halifax Health UF Health Medical Center of Deltona, we are proud to partner with the most advanced medical technology with our UF trained physicians. We understand when it comes to healthcare, every second counts, and we're committed to providing the highest quality of care to you and to our patients, especially during times of crisis. Our first responders are the backbone to our healthcare system. They are the ones responding, entering, acting, treating, and protecting our community members when emergency or crisis arises. Today, we honor you, brave men and women of our community, and we recognize your courage, your sacrifice, and your dedication to serving others. We thank you for your service and for your inspiration to all of us every day. Thank you for being here today and joining us in recognizing the valor and dedication of our first responders.
Let's hear it for Lindsay, because we all know those nurses work really hard and we're so grateful for them. I would like to now acknowledge our other sponsors, so please join me in thanking sponsors who made this event possible. We have our supporting sponsors, Space Coast Credit Union, Joe Hearn Events, and the West Volusia Beacon. Our program sponsors, Duke Energy and Florida Healthcare Plans. Our table sponsor, Sunsure Insurance. And lastly, but not at all least, we want to thank the people who sponsored the Partner from the Heart. They have allowed your loved ones, your family, your friends to come. So in no order, we have Alternate Design Plumbing, Berry Roofing and Redesign, Firehouse Subs, the Mortgage Firm, Trusco Bank, and Volusia Speedway Park. And now I would like to ask all of our state, county, and city elected officials if you could stand and be acknowledged, please. Thank you for your attendance. And thank you for your support. And last but never least, I also would like all of our chiefs and supervisors stand up and let your teams show their support for you being here today. The West Volusia Chamber has been honored to be able to provide this event for all of the first responders in West Volusia, and actually all of Volusia County now. Here at the Chamber, we still continue to honor those who risk their lives to keep us safe. Every officer, firefighter, EMS, paramedic, and sheriff deputy who receives an award today displays the ultimate sacrifice and character, bravery, and courage necessary in this field. When you hear the incidents for which we are honoring them, you will know that sometimes, sorry about that, angels do not wear wings, they wear uniforms. Today, we will bestow Valor Awards to these men and women who have made remarkable decisions and performed extraordinary acts. They are our heroes. Excuse me. And it is such a privilege to all of us at the West Volusia Regional Chamber and Halifax Health U of Health to be able to present these awards. So before we get started, I want to give you a little heads up of how the program runs. So I had our first person that's going to get the award. He didn't want to mess up today. So that you know, when you hear our MC announce the award and your department and who's getting it, go ahead and enter here to the left-hand side of the stage, my right, and you're going to come up. You'll get the award. Please pause for a photo. And then once you're done, you'll exit. Okay? Just so you guys know. All right. That's my housekeeping. All right. All right, so without further ado, we're very lucky this year. Last year we had a great MC and we have an amazing MC this year. I want to introduce Molly Reed. It is my pleasure to introduce her. Molly Reed is a reporter with WKMG News 6, Volusia and Flagler counties. Molly is an Emmy Award-winning reporter who is happy to be home in Central Florida, working at the Volusia and Flagler counties Bureau Reporter. She grew up in Satellite Beach before heading to Florida State University. Her journalism career started in Youngstown, Ohio, where she was a reporter and anchor, continuing her tour of Ohio, and then moved to Deltona, where she worked as a general reporter, or assignment, and investigative reporter. During her time there, she was the first reporter on the scene of the Oregon District mass shooting and received an Emmy Award and several nominations for her reporting of 15 tornadoes tearing through the region in a single night. She also pushed for the changes that were made in the state's Children's Services Department through her investigative reporting of a young boy who was killed after years of abuse. So Molly's pretty awesome. If you'll please help me in welcoming her. Thanks, Molly. There's water.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, before I got up here, a couple people came up to me and said, you know, we had Trooper Steve here emceeing, and, you know, he was pretty funny. And so I started spiraling, like, am I funny? What do I do? What do I talk to these people about? You know, so hopefully I can crack a joke or two, but we'll just try to, you know, get through this together, reading everything going on. But I am so happy to be here. I come also from a huge law enforcement and fire family. A lot of cousins, aunts, uncles, things like that, working up in Chicago. So I would be remiss if I didn't appreciate and talk to also, I see a lot of family members here too. So I know a lot of the challenges and stuff, you know, that a lot of you face firsthand, and, you know, your families obviously are there for you too. And so I think give them a round of applause for, you know, just being there with us too. All right, perfect. Well, let's get this started. Our first award is going to be the Firefighter of the Year, and this is Volusia County Fire Rescue Lieutenant Leslie Crandall. Do we want to? Yeah, we can. Yeah, we'll cheer there. Okay. So firefighter Crandall has been a member of Volusia County Fire Rescue since 2003. For over the past 20 years, she's embodied the true definition of a professional firefighter. Her commitment to lead from the front is demonstrated each day by her desire to improve her knowledge, skills, and abilities in this profession. She serves the airport and the community with the highest level of dedication. Her motivation has created a positive environment and has boosted the overall morale of our organization. Each year, she demonstrates this commitment by training personnel, developing the required documents for the annual Federal Aviation Administration's inspection, which is a daunting task. Firefighter Crandall has consistently shown that she can perform the duties and responsibilities above her assigned position and rank. On multiple occasions, she is the first to take the initiative in showing effective aircraft rescue firefighting techniques to those who are not as experienced. Her constant drive and resiliency while conducting fire and emergency operations is unprecedented. Without hesitation, she can perform multiple tasks such as leading a firefighter, conducting airport operations, and /or basic structural firefighting tasks. Her adaptability demonstrates her ability to overcome adversity in unpredictable environments. Firefighter Crandall continuously goes above and beyond the call of duty by volunteering for additional tasks, regardless of the size or undertaking. Her willingness to take on and complete these tasks exemplifies the organization's motto of one team, one mission. Her dedication and selfless service demonstrates her qualities as professional firefighters and allows VCFR to express its commitment to the community. Nominated by Bill Whalen, Division Chief, Airport Rescue Firefighting, Volusia County Fire Rescue. Crandall is a dedicated firefighter and emergency medical technician who has spent the last 2 decades serving her community. Born in Volusia County, Florida in 1983, they gave that away, Leslie discovered her passion for firefighting at an early age. At 18, she joined the Volusia County Fire Services as a volunteer working out of the Fire Station 12 in Port Orange. She quickly fell in love with the job and decided to pursue it full time. She attended Flagler Tech and to obtain her state firefighting certification and then got her EMT at DSC. In 2002, Leslie was hired full-time by the Holly Hill Fire Department. A year later, at age 20, she was hired by the Volusia County Fire Services, where she has worked ever since. Leslie is a member of 3 special teams, TRT, Hazmat, and ARFF, and is one of VCFR's more active instructors at FSI, as well as teaching for DSC's Fire Academy. Her dedication and expertise in these areas have earned her several accolades throughout her career. In 2013, Leslie was promoted to lieutenant, a position she has held for several years. She is currently pursuing her battalion chief write-up, demonstrating her continued commitment to advancing her skills and knowledge. Congratulations. All right. Now for our next award is Firefighter of the Year, Deltona Fire Department, Chance Bellafleur. It is with great, cheer. Forgot I did that direction. It is with great honor and pleasure that we nominate Chance Bellafleur as our 2022 Firefighter of the Year. It should be noted that this award is not a popularity contest. Rather, this title is given to a firefighter who exemplifies the virtues of professionalism and dedication to their position and community, someone who embodies the fire department's motto, pride, dedication, honor, and encourages others to do so as well. Bellafleur displays these 3 traits daily, both on and off the job. He is one of the unsung loyal members of the Deltona Fire Department and a crucial member of the department, a leader in training new hires, special operations personnel, and in other general fire training. Engineer Bellafleur leads by example, always looking to learn more and encourages others to follow alongside him. All too often, as a firefighter becomes seasoned, we seem to think that we no longer need to attend classes to enhance our knowledge. Chance, however, is not satisfied with just maintaining the knowledge required from his time on the job. He also makes an effort towards continuing education. Some examples of this include attending the Hazmat Symposium, special operations classes, and FDIC. Chance Bellafleur takes pride in his profession as a firefighter and engineer and is on a never-ending quest to perfect his craft. Not only is Chance a leader in training, but he has also shown his dedication to the fire department in other ways. He is on the roll call of multiple committees that help mold and guide this fire department. His knowledge and experience have helped steer committees to decisions that will help the growth of this department, such as in the uniform and apparatus committees. I believe his knowledge and experience as an engineer helped immensely in the apparatus committee. He even took the time away from his family to be a part of the pre-build meeting in Ohio. Considerable thought goes into selecting someone for this award. We look at those who have not only shown their commitment to the department, but have also proven their dedication to the community, such as Chance Belfleur. He is dependable and willing to help whenever community events are being held through the Union, Deltona Firefighters Foundation, or the fire department. He has participated in multiple playset builds with the community and at pink truck events. Chance Belfleur is an honorable man and deserving of this award. I believe most of the firefighters within the Deltona Fire Department would agree, and even members of surrounding departments. All right, congratulations. All right, for our next award, it is the Life Saving Award, Volusia County Sheriff's Office Deputy Wesley Bloom. I think I said that right. Sorry if I'm butchering names, my bad. On April 8th, 2022, Volusia Sheriff's Office District 2 deputies responded to 321 East Haven Road in DeLand in reference to a person shot. Deputies were advised the victim, Anwar Delgadillo, was shot by a known suspect who was still on scene. Deputy Bloom, along with other deputies, performed a receiving team and approached to the residence. As they approached the residence, the suspect was located and taken into custody. The victim was found lying on the ground in front of the home with a gunshot wound to the chest. After securing the shooter, Deputy Bloom immediately began to render aid to the victim. Deputy Bloom assessed the injury and began life-saving trauma care. Deputy Bloom applied an occlusive chest seal dressing to the entry and exit wound. Bloom provided crucial updates on the condition of the victim, allowing emergency medical personnel to immediately begin treatment upon their arrival on scene. The victim was eventually airlifted to Halifax Hospital and is expected to make a full recovery. Congratulations. I know, right? We're matching. All right, and Sheriff, you can stay up here because the next one for you too. I know, I got it. I'm getting the cues. I got this. All right, our next life-saving award is Volusia County Sheriff's Office Deputy Stephen Wells. On October 21st, 2022, Mr. Harrison was attending his grandson's wedding in DeLand. During the wedding, Mr. Harrison became disoriented and suffered a stroke. Deputy Wells was also attending the off-duty wedding. Deputy Wells, with no hesitation, recognized Mr. Harrison's stroke signs and took action. Deputy Wells drove Mr. Harrison and his wife to Advent Emergency. Due to Deputy Wells' immediate recognition, action, and compassion, Mr. Williams is alive today. Mr. Harrison's doctors explained to him that if Deputy Wells had not taken swift action and transported Mr. Harrison to the emergency room when he did, Mr. Harrison would not have been able to take the drugs to combat the stroke he suffered. Deputy Wells has shown immense pride and selfless efforts. Law enforcement officers are trained to act on and off duty. Deputy Wells' actions were instrumental in saving Mr. Harrison's life. Given his tenacity, heroic courage, and thoroughness, which reflects major credit upon the Volusia Sheriff's Office. Deputy Stephen Wells joined the VSO January 4th, 2000, and currently serves as a bailiff at the DeLand Courthouse. Congratulations, dear. Okay, he's elsewhere. So Sheriff is accepting it for him. Just more pictures. Oh, I did not know where that one was going either. All right, Sheriff, one more. You got to stay up here. All right, our next life-saving award and Deputy of the Quarter, Volusia County Sheriff's Office, Sergeant Austin Hairston. On July 17th, 2022, Sergeant Harrison responded to the area of 260 South I-95 mile marker regarding a report of a crash involving a sinking or submerged vehicle. Upon arrival, Harrison observed a minivan in a retention pond with occupants inside. Upon approach, he contacted Volusia County fire personnel who were actively performing CPR on a 12-year-old. While assessing the incident, Sergeant Harrison learned there may be other persons or children trapped in the vehicle, which was now totally submerged underwater. The medical personnel at the scene were already in the water, attempting to recover the trapped occupants. Harrison began to enter the water to assist, at which time one of the medics asked Sergeant Harrison to take over CPR efforts and help another EMT in reviving the 12-year-old. After a few moments of CPR, another unconscious child was dragged ashore by one of the medical personnel. Sergeant Harrison observed the medic needed help bringing the child ashore, so he left the 12-year-old with the attending EMT and immediately went to the other child to assist. It appeared the second child was breathing but needed immediate medical evaluation. At this time, the 12-year-old was declining, and due to the distance away from EVAC stretcher, he had to be carried. Sergeant Harrison took immediate action and carried the 12-year-old at least 100 yards to where the ambulance was parked. A total of 5 people were in the vehicle when it went into the water, 2 adults and 3 children, 13, 12, and 10 years of age. Despite Sergeant Harrison and on-scene medical personnel's actions, 2 occupants succumbed to their injuries and later passed away at the hospital, the 39-year-old female and the 12-year-old male. While there was an unfortunate and devastating outcome for the family, Sergeant Harrison's actions were above and beyond the call of duty and showed extraordinary decisiveness and presence in mind, along with witness action to save a life. Congratulations. All right, and Sheriff, you are done now. For now. All right, our next award is the Bronze Medal of Valor Award from the Orange City Police Department, Jonathan Presley. And Chief of Police Miller can come up too. On November 11th, 2022, while on patrol, Officer Jonathan Presley received a bolo, be on the lookout, distributed by the Volusia County Sheriff's Office with special attention to West Side agencies regarding a suspect wanted for committing multiple felony crimes involving a firearm in the unincorporated areas of the county. The suspect was considered armed and dangerous. Due to the danger of the suspect posed to the community, Officer Presley took the initiative and actively searched for the suspect and their vehicle in known locations in Orange City frequented by the suspect. Through his efforts and vigilance, Officer Presley located the vehicle and suspect and took immediate action. He coordinated with responding backup officers to conduct a felony traffic stop on the vehicle. Officer Presley and backup officers conducted the felony traffic stop. The suspect was taken into custody without incident and was subsequently arrested and charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, aggravated assault with a weapon, grand theft of a motor vehicle, and simple battery. Officer Presley is to be commended for his investigative technique and observation skills, which resulted in locating and subsequently arresting an armed felony suspect. Chief of Police Miller would like to nominate him for Officer of the Year, and you won. There you go. All right, our next award is the Silver Medal of Valor Award for Orange City Fire Department and Volusia County EMS. So these are going to be the Orange City Fire Department people. A lot of people, get ready. Deputy Chief Sam Pilcher, Battalion Chief Brian Masters, Battalion Chief Scott Jeffs, Fire Marshal Robert Scott, Lieutenant Kyle Taylor, Lieutenant Chris Hoffman, Firefighter Paramedic Ryan Coffey. Sorry again if I am butchering these names, just bear with me. Firefighter Brandon Parrish, Firefighter Ben Maciel, Firefighter Julian Wilkinson, Firefighter Pierce Iwanu, and Firefighter Inspector Chris Carl. And then for Volusia EMS, we have Battalion Robert Boscovich, Paramedic Kelly Jackson, and EMT Lauren Witham. All right. On the morning of November 10th, 2022, the Orange City Fire Department responded to a technical rescue incident involving one patient that had been impaled and pushed under a full-size Super Duty F-250 truck during Hurricane Nicole. A young mother ran out to get some medication from a vehicle parked in the driveway when a large tree fell on the vehicles in the driveway, pinning her beneath the tree and the truck. When emergency crews arrived, paramedics began assessing the situation and noted the power lines were also wrapped up in the downed tree and were still alive. Orange City emergency crews had to cut the power to the area, get a large rotating tow truck on the scene to lift the tree. The tree initially had to be strapped to the SUV sitting next to the truck to secure it while crews were assessing and treating the patient. Lifting bags were put into place to assist in securing the truck while the tow boom was securing the weight of the tree. Once every component was stabilized, crews began to cut away limbs to open the work area. After 61 long, excruciating minutes, the patient was removed and quickly transported to the trauma center in Sanford. The members of the Orange City Fire Department, as well as Volusia County EMS and CNS Towing, worked together flawlessly to ensure a positive outcome. Congratulations. All right, our next award is the Silver Medal of Valor Award, Volusia County Sheriff's Office Deputy Lonnie Fuster and Deputy Robert Hansard. And so Sheriff Chitwood also, yes, come back up. Deputy Feaster and Deputy Hansard are nominated for their bravery and leadership during a recent eviction that went terribly awry. They were executing a writ of possession. The former tenant was waiting in a bed with a firearm pointing in the direction of the bedroom door, waiting for them to enter. Deputy Feaster was able to observe this, and from his point of view, Deputy Feaster showed the skills of a true leader. He was able to get Deputy Hansard and the Port Orange officer out of the house with such verbal dialogue that it kept everyone from panicking or overreacting in the heat of the moment. Deputy Feaster and Hansard then assumed a position outside to wait for the appropriate backup. Because of Deputy Feaster's abilities, this situation had a positive ending and no one was harmed. All right, and so this is our last award of the night, and yes, you'll stay up here too. Gold Medal of Valor Award for Volusia County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Jordan Rogaliner and Deputy Gage Bryant. On August 25th, 2022, Deputies Bryant and Rogaliner responded to a sex offense call where this victim disclosed the details of how the suspect threatened violence to the family. Upon the deputies' arrival, the suspect armed himself, putting a firearm to his head. Deputies put themselves between the family members and the suspect. Deputy Bryant retrieved the children, escorted them to an adjoining bedroom where they were evacuated out the window, while Deputy Rogaliner held the suspect at gunpoint and began a dialogue with the suspect. While they did their best to communicate and try to de-escalate the situation, the suspect did later end his life. Shots fired. I know. All right, let's give it a round of applause for all of the award recipients again tonight. Y'all did a great job. Yeah. All right, and thank you everyone for bearing with me as I botched all the names and stood up here sweating and things like that. But I had a great time and it was an honor being your MC here today. Thank you.
All right. Thank you again, Molly. You did a great job. Like I said, there's bigger things to sweat than the mispronunciation of a name. So, Molly, you did great. And trust me, I do it all the time. I'm dyslexic. So, anyhow, the West Volusia Regional Chamber wants to thank everybody and everyone here today. Please accept our sincere gratitude for your role. Let's all give Molly one big round of applause. I want to thank all of our sponsors, board of directors, and elected officials for your support of the chamber and our public safety officers. Without you, we would not be able to put on this incredible event for these wonderful men and women. We would like all the honorees to please remain after the conclusion of the final of the event. We'd like for you, all of those that got awards, to come back up on stage. We want to get a group photo with everybody. And for that, I just say, until next year, stay safe and thank you.